The first warning came in the smallest form, a glance that wasn't meant for me. Her father's eyes shifted when the Japanese client arrived, a flicker of tension crossing his face as if something fragile had just been dropped between us. I caught it. He knew I caught it. But no one said anything. We sat at the long lacquered table, the restaurant washed in dim amber light. My wife sat across from me, smiling too politely. Her hands were folded too tightly. I noticed everything. Her father introduced me as if I were a stranger, detached, dismissive. "Just my son-in-law," he said in English, waving me off lightly. I almost smiled. He didn't know I understood Japanese fluently. Not yet. The client bowed, his smile polite but guarded. Conversation flowed in their language, smooth, businesslike. I kept my face blank, my breathing even. I stirred my tea slowly, watching steam curl upward like a quiet omen. Their voices dropped. Her father leaned toward the client, speaking in a low tone meant to be private. And then I heard it. A sentence that slid into my ears like a blade, cold and precise. She married him only because we needed to hide the pregnancy. He still doesn't know. Pregnancy? Hide? My heartbeat paused, then resumed with a slow, brutal thud. My fingers tightened around the ceramic cup. I kept my eyes on the rising steam, letting it blur everything else. I didn't look at my wife. Not yet. I just listened. Every word that followed carved deeper into the quiet space inside my chest, the place where trust used to live. And I said nothing. I stayed quiet, pretending, waiting. The dinner continued as if nothing had shifted, but inside my head, the floor had tilted violently. Hide the pregnancy. He doesn't know. The words repeated in a cold, looping echo. My wife spoke to me in English, asking if I wanted more tea. Her voice sounded distant, filtered as if she were speaking through water. I nodded once, keeping my expression steady. Don't look at her. Don't react. Don't break the illusion. Her father kept speaking in Japanese, each sentence peeling back layers I never meant to reveal. The real father moved to Osaka, convenient timing he never questioned. My breathing stayed calm. My insides didn't. A betrayal like that doesn't strike loud, it sinks, soft and poisonous. It rewrites memories in real time. I stared at her hands, remembering the tremble she had when she first told me she was pregnant. I'd believed her nerves were from happiness. Now I saw something else. Fear. Guilt. Manipulation. Every laugh, every soft moment, every whispered promise suddenly held under a different light. A brighter, crueler one. She married me because she had no choice. Because someone needed to clean up the mess. And I had played the dutiful fool, smiling through a lie stitched together by both father and daughter. My jaw tightened. But outside, I remained composed. Because shock is temporary. Strategy is permanent. For 2 weeks after that dinner, I lived 2 lives. To her, I was the same husband, quiet, reliable, steady. Inside, I was unraveling every thread she'd ever woven around me. I moved methodically, almost clinically. Phone records, financial statements, travel dates, photos she thought she deleted. I compared timelines, conception dates, business trips, messages exchanged with an old university friend who coincidentally lived in Osaka. The more I looked, the clearer the picture became. And the colder I grew. I tested our child's DNA with a home kit. 1 swab. 2 minutes. My hands were steady as marble. I mailed it the next morning before she woke. I watched her pour coffee, kiss my cheek, chatter about weekend plans. She was smiling, comfortable in her lie. Her confidence grew each day I stayed silent. Good. Let her relax. Let her think she's safe. Meanwhile, I observed everything, the hesitation in her laugh, the too quick glance when I mentioned her father, the subtle way she guarded her phone when messages came in. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Suspicion needs time to mature into certainty. And certainty needs evidence sharp enough to cut clean. I slept beside her each night, listening to her breathing, wondering how many secrets hid behind it. The wait became its own weapon, slow, deliberate, suffocating. Every moment was a step closer to the truth. And when it finally came, it was quieter than I expected. Just an email. Results available. One click. One page. And everything inside me crystallized into ice. 0% match. My vision stayed perfectly clear. No dizziness. No burst of rage. Just silence deep, hollow, final. The truth didn't break me. It freed me. I closed the laptop gently and walked downstairs. She was in the kitchen, humming softly while arranging plates. Domestic. Innocent. Ordinary. Can we talk? I asked. Her head snapped up, too alert, too rehearsed. Of course. Is everything okay? I placed the printed report on the counter between us. The paper made a soft sound, almost elegant in its cruelty. What's this? She whispered. You tell me. She picked it up. Her face drained instantly. Her hands began to shake. I didn't move. Why? She swallowed hard. Why would you do a test? A small, controlled exhale left my lungs. I already knew. Her knees weakened. She gripped the counter behind her, staring at the page like it might burn her fingers. This isn't... I can explain. No, I said quietly. You can't. Her eyes brimmed with panic, raw, exposed panic. The kind that reveals guilt faster than any confession. I watched her crumble. Calm. Detached. Exactly the way she taught me. I invited her father over the next evening. He arrived confident, smug, even until he saw the envelope on the table. The same envelope I had placed before his daughter. I spoke to him in fluent Japanese for the first time. Sit. His face collapsed into disbelief. You understand? Every word you said that night. His daughter sat beside him, eyes swollen from crying. I didn't look at her. I handed him the DNA report. His fingers trembled the same way hers had. This, I said softly, is the last time you lie to me. Both of you. He opened his mouth to speak, but I continued cutting through his excuses with the cold precision he deserved. You used me. You both did. And you expected me to live the rest of my life in ignorance. A pause. Measured. Deadly. I don't scream. I don't break things. I don't lose control. I leaned back, letting the silence settle like dust. But I don't stay either. Her sobs filled the space. His shame flooded it. I stood. Neither of them followed. I packed lightly just the essentials. Not rushed, not emotional. Every movement was deliberate, precise. She watched from the doorway, tears streaming silently. She didn't beg. Not because she respected my decision, because she knew she'd already lost. Her father couldn't meet my eyes. Good. As I stepped out of the house built on lies, I felt something unexpected. Relief. Pure. Quiet. Absolute. Betrayal didn't destroy me. It refined me. As I closed the door behind me, I realized the truth I'd been circling since that night at the restaurant. Some people don't deserve confrontation. Just departure. And that is exactly what I gave them. I walked away without looking back. Because the final victory was simple. I left them drowning in the truth they created. I didn't need revenge. I was the revenge.